Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of Football Moshla podcast. We are here today with the FPL Gameweek 12 preview. I am your host, Qazi Adil. I have with me our scientist host, Fardan Ahmed. And Fardan, please start the Moshla podcast with some Moshla analysis and FPL. It's all you, man. It's all you.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. We're excited to be back with FPL. It's back after a while. In international break, I saw a lot of memes going about that is FPL ever coming back? Is Premier League ever coming back? So I feel like international break সবাইকে একটু টায়ার্ডই করে দিছিল. But there's a lot of exciting stuff that happened. I think every other day. I think Adil আর আমার messages were hot, like we were sharing stuff. এমনও হয়েছে যে আমি একটা জিনিস সেভ করে রাখছি, পরে বলবো আর ও আমারে পাঠিয়ে দিছে. So it's been happening. So during those red hot times, we know a lot of our favorite FPL players, like আমাদের red hot people, were on the score sheet. So for example, Adil, if I had to ask you, which Premier League player scored the most goals in an international break, would you be able to tell me? Or if you had to guess.
Haaland?
Haaland did score a lot. Yes, he do.
Gyökeres scores a 4. He's not a Premier League player.
Not a Premier League player.
Isaac scored. Isaac did? I think Isaac did, no?
Isaac
He did.
actually scored. He scored,
Isaac,
but he is.
Chris Wood.
It's Chris Wood. Yes, Chris Wood scored 5 goals, including a hat trick against very minnow teams, Vanuatu and Samoa, যেটা always hammered হয়, unfortunately.
That's it.
But a World Cup qualification round, and Chris Wood was there. So if you are a Chris Wood owner, be very comfortable. Don't worry about anything. Even though you're going to Emirates Stadium, you should be okay. Another player, I can see what you're saying, what you're thinking, Kibole Adil. But Kibole Isak had kind of a quiet Kibole. Because Jokeris was on fire,
Yeah,
so
Gyökeres.
Isak was just. I think Isak even missed a penalty against Azerbaijan. He
Yes.
did. Oh my God! And Slovakia, Isak was on the score sheet. He did score. He also had an assist. So Isak had a great game. So Isak is someone I think you should strongly consider. 2 great games coming up: West Ham and Crystal Palace. West Ham definitely. I think he's gonna hammer it against West Ham. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, are on the verge of a bounce. You might say that they're actually performing a little better. Like they sucked actually. ওরা খুব জঘন্য খেলতেছিল, but recently ওরা একটু ভালো খেলা শুরু করছে. So it might be a great match. Newcastle Crystal Palace. All depends on how Crystal Palace plays this week. এজেকে নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলবো না, কারণ প্রথম 4 সপ্তাহ এজেকে নিয়ে সবাই গরম ছিল. On the other hand, Haaland is never out of the discussion, is he?
He's not, but আমি ইজাককে নিয়ে অনেক গরম. আমি হালানকে ইজাককে দিয়ে হালানকে রিপ্লেস করছি এই গেম উইকে. Yep. Yes, I did that actually.
Oh,
last
you mentioned
podcast,
it.
I mentioned it. I did. So yeah, it's.
So how does it feel that Isak scored 1 goal in 2 international games, but Haaland ended up scoring 4 goals and an assist in 2 matches?
It doesn't feel anything because international gameগুলোর সাথে English Premier League এর কোনো তুলনা হয় না. Different defense, different mechanism, different tactics, different players, different physicality, different tempo.
Absolutely.
So I mean, Chris Wood scored like what 10 goals maybe, even if it happens. But I'm not fancying him against Arsenal. Maybe a couple of goals, but একটা দুইটা goal করতে পারে. But he's not gonna be the highest goal scorer in the English Premier League. I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't see him becoming that. Isaac looks like a player in form in the English Premier League, and I think Haaland also a week will repay the owners, FPL owners. But I just wanted to save my £6 million.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
yeah, because next আরো কয়টা transfer গুলোকে আমি আনতে চাই. I think Watkins is also a good bet for this week, even though he has not been. So we can definitely talk about that.
Watkins was also on the score sheet for England versus Ireland. It was a very weird match. England did not see the goal net until Ireland got a red card. So definitely Watkins is under contention, and don't forget Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is playing Leicester away, so there's a lot of chatter on Twitter and other places that why you should captain Palmer. Captaincy, will get to it at the end of the segment. কারণ এত আগে captaincy নিয়ে কথা বলা উচিত না. We should cover as much ground as possible. Regarding Isak versus Haaland, there is absolutely no comparison right now because Haaland has already scored like 85 plus points in this
Yes.
year's edition. Isak injury and everything, but Isak is showing strong signs.
Hmm.
So Isak against West Ham, if you compare that they're playing West Ham and Man City is playing Tottenham, Man City is playing Tottenham at the Etihad Stadium, and on the other hand, Newcastle is also playing at their home stadium. So both are terrible defenses, both are everything. But what I would say is that West Ham is one of those teams they don't have to worry about, ওদের বড় কোনো star নেই except Jared Bowen who went to the international break. So ওদের ওরকম rest পাইছে, they were training the whole 2 weeks about Newcastle. So I think West Ham ভালোই fight দিবে. But Newcastle home become very monstrous, so Isak is under contention. Haaland, Man City, we still don't know if Kevin De Bruyne will be back or not. Kevin De Bruyne was on the bench for a lot of the last couple of games Man City played, so there is a chance Kevin De Bruyne might be able to play the first half at least. Because for Man City against Spurs, Man City next দুই তিনটা game week অনেক tough. They're playing Spurs and Liverpool away, and then now taking Forest at home. So it's a good tough run of fixtures. So if you're a Haaland owner, you can hold on to him. If not, you still should be okay.
I think I think Haaland and Isak যদি থাকে এই week if both of them are there for the owners, then that's gonna be a home run যেটা বলা হয় আর কি, মানে সোনায় সোহাগা হতে পারে. আরেকটা হচ্ছে যে ওয়েলবেক second, I think one of the second highest, right? Points.
One of them,
Second,
yes.
one of them.
I
Yeah.
was just looking at it actually. Salah leads it with 107 points. Palmer 84, Haaland 82. My bad, I said 87. Mbumo is 76. So Welbeck is at 64.
No, I think
Um,
among the strikers.
oh, among the strikers, yes, he's third.
Hmm.
Second is Chris Wood.
Wow. So
Yeah,
Chris Wood এই সপ্তাহে দেখা দিতে পারে. I am stranded with Strand Larson.
we'll get
ঠিক
to that.
আছে.
Right now, FPL is divided into 2 or 3 segments. One is Haaland purist. They will not think about their team except for Haaland. There is a second faction who think that they should have Salah and Haaland. In that way, they can be on the Salah train, and Salah can, outscore. Salah has been in great touch, and Haaland যদি দুইটা গোলও দেয়, that's a bonus. Because non-Haaland owners are dividing that money into midfield and strike. So ওরা 4-5 জন মিলে কি ওই পয়েন্টগুলো তুলতে পারবে? We don't know. But আমি যেরকম personally মনে করি পারবে. That's why আমি Haaland until Man City finds their groove again, I'm probably not getting Haaland because they have a I don't know. I'm just a non-Haaland. আমাকে অনেক সাফার করেছে ভাই, অনেক কান্দাইছে, আমি আর পারতেছি না. So and the third faction is they have a Salah, Haaland, Palmer. So Salah, Haaland, Palmer তিনজনকেই ঢুকাবে টিমে. It's like piling 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. ওভাবে ঢুকাবে, stuff করবে. Although it's not shit, we know how good this player. Excuse my French, guys. But ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে আমি কেন shit বলতেছি, hear me out. The reason I'm saying shit because তোমার বাকি মেম্বার্স গুলোর মধ্যে কোনো টাকা ডিস্ট্রিবিউট করতে পারবা না. তোমার লুথা মুথা প্লেয়ারকে দিয়ে ডিফেন্স সাজাইতে হবে. You cannot have a good Gvardiol or Trent Alexander-Arnold in your defense. You have to
You're
go
gonna
for
be
the
stuck with
minnows. So
Konsa.
Hardwood Bellis.
আর এটা আছে অকলি. আচ্ছা, Leicester. হ্যাঁ.
Hardwood Bellis was on the score sheet, guys. He's on my FPL
Hardwood.
team. He's on my bench. He scored against Ireland, so which was very
জামাই
refreshing.
পুসিও আছে. Hardwood.
জামাই পুসি ওয়াইফ ডিক আসা না পর্যন্ত জামাই পুসি ইজ ওকে.
Moshla is rated Not rated PG-13.
Not rated PG-13. No.
Not rated PG-13.
So these
Yes.
are the picks. I mean, Watkins, you just mentioned. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. Watkins has a game against Crystal Palace at home. Again, I think that instead of Watkins, the player to watch would be two of them. It would be Morgan Rogers and it would be John Duran, because
Mm.
Watkins is not there. He's really not in last season's form. Duran will annihilate the Crystal Palace defense. Speaking of Crystal Palace, one of my favorite players is Munoz. He's a right wing back for Crystal Palace. He's a very, very underrated player. I feel like when Crystal Palace has a good run of fixtures, I'm gonna highly consider Munoz.
One Bissaka, oh sorry, one Bissaka the West
West
Ham
Ham,
I
yeah.
guess. But Crystal Palace's সাথে I think Duran খেলবে না because I don't think Unai Emery fancies him. Whatever, they have a kit call or whatever. They have a problem.
Okay,
Um,
interesting. I
John
didn't
Dur-
know that.
John Duran is সাথে, yeah, he's not starting. I don't think. And Rogers actually signed an extension, so his long term contract I think ends in 2030. He just recently signed a new contract extension, a new
Some
contract basically.
somebody else also signed an extension. But
Manchester City, আমাদের Guardiola, Pep Guardiola. They're very hush hush about it, and everybody else is confirming it. So I don't know what's the big deal about this, but apparently he's staying until 2027.
by here we go হয়ে গেছে তো.
Oh, here we go. I guess Fabrizio Romano. Acha, can we get Fabrizio Romano on this podcast?
Why not?
Will that
Sure.
break? Will that break the Moshla internet?
That will break the Bangla Twitter for sure.
Ah, maybe I have to reach out to him. তুমি Italian জানো কিছু?
Bellissimo. এছাড়া কিছু জানি না.
Capish. So Fabrizio আসতে পারে, হ্যাঁ? So here we go হয়ে যাবে.
হয়ে যাবে, হয়ে যাবে. Speaking of, those were our forwards. I think we spoke a little bit of our forwards. Something interesting that happened in FPL also, that there were a couple of price fallers this week.
Hmm.
And can you guess a certain Arsenal player price drop course?
I'm wearing his color, David Raya.
Yes, David Raya. Yeah, price drop course. So there's also a lot of chatter on FPL regarding the how good the fixtures are turning for Arsenal starting game week 13. So এটা নিয়ে অনেক chatter হচ্ছে that you should get Saka, you should get Saka, you should get Havertz, you should get back Gabriel. যেমন আমি এই মুহূর্তে আর্সেনাল পুরো I literally just offloaded, literally full offload. So based on this run of fixtures, the only person. Oh, and there's a big chatter about the bonus point system also, so which we did not talk about it in the last few FPL episodes we did. Bonus points is about goal involvement. Those who are mostly involved in it. But now that Odegaard is back, Saka will not have that much of the gameplay, even though he's fed the ball a lot.
Hmm.
Odegaard will lead the bonus points if Arsenal win. That's my 2 cents.
That's a $1 million question. Is Saka fit for this game week?
Never make it $1 million question. As long as Arteta is managing Arsenal and Arsenal is playing, FA Cup and Europe and all that, Saka will be hidden.
আমি তো -4 নিব না তাহলে, right? So I should not be taking -4 and replacing Saka with Bruno.
Why would you
My.
do it, Adil? Why would you do it? They're playing Nottingham Forest. Arsenal is shaky. Nottingham Forest are a very well structured team. They're doing well until last week when they got smashed by Newcastle, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
until then, until Newcastle, I wouldn't do it personally, but it would be a gamble for you to go against Nottingham Forest so soon.
I mean, he's playing. I think so. 75% chance of playing. So he's gonna start. I mean, বুঝতেছি না if he can make an assist. গোল তো করতে পারবে নাকি জানি না. So it's a 50-50 for me because Bruno against Ipswich.
Yes, there's a lot of chatter about Bruno as well, about differential captaincy. But remember, it's a big hit or miss. It's okay. Amorim's first match, a lot of emotions going about. Bruno just came back off a very good Nations League tour. Portugal did really well. Bruno was also on the score sheet. So Bruno is coming back very confidently. He's playing under Amorim, who's also Portuguese. Amorim is the kind of manager who likes to be down and dirty in the field with the players. So the everybody's very animated. The energy level is through the roof. Um, Ipswich at home is a tricky fixture for United. Either it's gonna be a dream Man United fixture, glory, glory, Man United, ওরকম কিছু একটা হইতে পারে যেখানে it's like smash and grab, like Bruno, Garnacho, you name it, everybody's like going crazy. Or it might be it's a brand new system, brand new coach, guys. You never know. But I have Bruno in my team and I'm playing him. I might not captain him.
Vice captain দিয়ে দিও. Vice captain him.
That's
I
okay.
mean, you don't forget, Kieran McKenna used to be the assistant under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so the manager of Ipswich right now. So I think this is a double-edged sword for Manchester United because he knows Manchester United, these players very well. So unless here's my pick, here's my 2 cents. Unless Manchester United, because Ruben Amorim wants to outrun the opposition more so, outsmart করতে চায় না, outrun করতে চায়. Just if you look at Sporting versus Manchester City in the second half, they outran Manchester City. Based on that and based on the training session videos that came about, you will have to have stamina to play for him. You will have to outrun the opposition, track back. It's gonna be like a basketball game for like up and down, up and down. So I don't know if the Manchester United players have the stamina. Certain players do have the stamina, so they're gonna be picked more so than the technical players. That's my guess. But I think um, Manchester United versus Ipswich gonna be a chess match.
Very well examined, actually, because of the switch factor and the McKenna factor.
Yeah.
Very, very good observation. What do you make of the Chelsea Leicester fixture?
Oh, Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. যারা Nicholas Jackson কে নিছেন নিয়ে রাখেন, না নিলে he gonna regret it because Nicholas Jackson, action Jackson, he's gonna score some goals. And unless Vardy pops up with something, I don't even know if Vardy's gonna start. Leicester, I'm sorry, man. I mean, Leicester is not looking good. Even though my boy Harmanson, he's the third most saves made in the FPL this season, I think, amongst goalkeepers. I'm thinking about starting him just because he's going to concede a lot of goals. But I have two choices, either Henderson or Hermanson. Hermanson, because saves গুলো count হবে, at least কিছু তো পয়েন্ট পাবো। হেন্ডারসন হলে তো পায়ের ফাঁক দিয়ে বল চলে যায়, গোল টোল হয় না, ক্লিন শিটও হয় না, মানে গোলও ক্লিন শিটও থাকে না, বল সেভও করতে পারে না। So
For your goalkeeper situation, it's a game of sons.
game of Suns, man. It's a game. Suns or Sons? Sons,
Sons.
you know?
But
Sons.
based on that, if you have a Henderson plays for Crystal Palace, right?
Henderson plays for Crystal Palace. He's going to get smoked against Aston Villa.
Dude, you have a crazy fixtures coming up. Couple of fixtures.
আমার ব্যাকলাইন হচ্ছে পুরাই
রাখে আল্লাহ।
মানে পুরোটাই মশলা ফরমেশন, হ্যাঁ, রাখে আল্লাহ মারাকে স্ল্যাশ মশলা মিক্স করে একটা খিচুড়ি বানাইতেছি আমি।
I'm worried about your
একদম।
keeper, man. You have to make a keeper transfer.
আরে শুধু কিপার ট্রান্সফার না, আমার কনসাও আছে, ঠিক আছে। The tried and
You know what
tested.
happened when FPL was about to start? Konsa
Yeah.
ke niye article বের হয়েছে. There were big articles. Konsa is the player who won most of the fouls last season for Aston Villa, and that's why এই সিজন যে বোনাস পয়েন্ট চেঞ্জ হয়েছে, এখন যারা ফাউল বেশি জিতবে ওরা বোনাস পয়েন্টের টিকারে টপে থাকবে। So that's why people got Aston Villa Konsa ke যে Aston Villa clean sheet রাখলে Konsa will get 2 or 3 bonus points.
I mean, hey, listen, if you play him as center back, he's a good defender. If you play him as right back, then Konsa becomes Konsa. Konsa becomes a concern. You
ভালো
know,
বলছো, ভালো বলছো।
play him as a center back, please. He started his career as a center back. Good physique, good pace. He has pace. He can dribble. He's good in the air too. But do not play him on right back, please. Matty Cash খেলাও right back.
I really like Cash as a player, but Amorim, not Amorim, sorry, Emery doesn't like him.
চেক পায় না যে ক্যাশ দিয়ে,
বিটকয়েন বা অন্য কিছু ক্রিপ্টো হইলে
ক্রিপ্টো লাগবে,
ম্যাট
ক্রিপ্টো।
ক্রিপ্টো হইলে খেলাইতো।
হ্যাঁ,
But so we have to talk about the Liverpool fixture as well. That's a red hot fixture.
হুম,
It's on top of the ticker. Salah captaincy is in
পুরা
the cards.
একদম সালা হেয়ার ট্রান্সপ্লান্ট করার পর একদম ফাড়াই দিতেছে একদম পুরা মানে চুল টুল ঠিক করে এসে একদম সাউথ হ্যাম্পটনের সাথে I'm looking at like Luis Diaz, Salah, even Nunes, right? The striker, ওই যে
Nunes was terrible in the international fixtures.
ও তো সবসময় টেরেবল থাকে। ওয়া বা গ্যাকপো দুইটার মধ্যে একটা খেলবে unless Jota is fit or not, I'm not sure. So Salah, Diaz, and don't forget Jones. Jones কিন্তু খেলায়. I think slot fancies Jones. Either put him on the bench or play him. He's gonna give you points.
I have something to mention about Jones and Ugarte. I'm gonna get to
Hmm.
it in a couple of seconds. I just wanted to mention that Diaz and I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. Diaz and
Luis Diaz and
Diaz and
Salah.
Gakpo.
Oh, Gakpo,
Diaz and
sorry.
Gakpo. You can consider either of them, but Gakpo is mostly subbed. There's heavy
Hmm.
rotation under slot, so you might want to hold off on it. But it's a good punt if you want to go for it because since it's Southampton, a lot of
Hmm.
people will be tripling up or doubling up on Liverpool attack because Liverpool's next match is against Manchester City at home. There's also chatter on Twitter and other channels that why would you double up when you know you're playing Man City next? But
Hmm.
the good thing about playing Man City next is Liverpool is playing at home, and we know how Man City is struggling, so it might be another shit show for Manchester City.
We'll see. We'll see how Manchester City fares against this
Spurs.
week against Tottenham. Spurs, yeah.
So there definitely majority of the people are going for Salah as a captain. There are a couple of fixtures also that I don't think this is most of differential picks are there, which is Wolves versus Fulham. And you were mentioning about a certain Strandy person.
Strand Larson, baby. He's always stranding.
One night
Kun
strand.
stranding, one night strand, larching. I don't know.
What do
These
you
are
what do you call a differential who you just bring in for 1 week?
one strand Lars,
One night strand.
one night strand. That guy and Cunha. আমি রিগ্রেট করব যদি ইজাক যদি স্কোর না করে I'm gonna regret it. I took Isaac over Cunha, but Cunha also
Okay.
chips in with assists. So I don't know, man. Strand Larson cannot be keeping me stranded against Fulham. So Fulham versus Wolves. I want Strand Larson to score. Then you can have your Smith Rowe and Robinson to score or assist or whatever.
Strand Larsen had an assist in the match against Kazakhstan when he played with Haaland.
International doesn't correlate English Premier League fixtures, I think, right? But it's data. We have to provide that.
We have to.
We have to, yes.
Imagine a burger that has unlimited bites. So data is like that. You have to keep biting onto it.
Correct.
Sorry if I made
Yes.
you hungry while you were watching or listening to the podcast, guys. But going back to the main idea, Wolves versus Fulham. Yes, Strand Larsen, I would not fancy him personally. If you ask my personal thing, Fulham at home, they are going to be monstrous. Anthony Robinson, Smith Rowe, and all the big names that they're going to come through. Cunha will have that threat. He always has because Cunha has been given the license to be free fall through the I don't know if that counts as a term to advance and also
Roam from
I'm
position.
sorry, yes, free roam,
Free roaming, yeah.
free fall. We'll see what the hell is wrong with me. Newton mara gেছে দ্বিতীয়বার. So free roam, he has the license to free roam around the box, and he loves to take shots. So Cunha is the guy, but this is a fixture that's very tricky. I mean, as a Robinson owner, I would heavily want to Fulham clean sheet, but I see that as a very highly contested match.
Okay. I see Fulham winning it. I just want Larson to score. That's all.
Got you. Another very weird kind of fixture we have is Everton Brentford.
Mbuemo.
So I want to apologize to
Pickford.
everybody. I want to apologize to everybody that I butchered his name, not on purpose. I said Mbuemo, but actually it's Mbumo.
এটা আবার কোত্থেকে আসছে? কোন
Nah,
এটা কি
I fact
আর্টিফিশিয়াল
checked.
ইন্টেলিজেন্স এআই বলছে এটা?
I fact checked.
এম বুমো? এটা
Mbumo.
তো কমেন্টেটরও বলে না।
Mbumo.
No, I don't think commentators even say that. Like we gonna এম বুমো?
Mbumo.
Mm, mm. ওরা একটা ফোন লাগাইতে হবে। Just ask him, how do you pronounce your name, please, sir? Sir, can you tell us?
Fabrizio Romano আর Mbumo কে একসাথে।
Yeah, এম বুমো। আচ্ছা, এম বুয়েমো।
Mbumo.
বিয়েমো।
Mbumo.
God. আচ্ছা, all 75% chances of playing. Is he injured?
He has an injury. We'll know more on Friday. All these players that we're mentioning, Vardy, Saka, and Mbumo, we're gonna hear about them mainly on Friday.
তাহলে তো আমার তো শেষ। ও যদি না খেলে, সাকাও যদি না খেলে, আমার অকলিকে, আচ্ছা অকলির তো ডিফেন্স থেকে তার মিডফিল্ডে খেলানো যাবে।
আচ্ছা, আমি কিন্তু ওকে চিনি না। তুমি এটা কি, এটা কি কোনো গালি না কারো নাম?
অকলি হচ্ছে লেস্টার সিটি ডিফেন্ডারের নাম। হি ইউজড টু প্লে ফর Atalanta in the Serie A. He was bought by Leicester City. He played a few games Vestergaard না কার সাথে জানি in
আচ্ছা
the
আচ্ছা।
center defense. ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেডের সাথে লিগ কাপে খেলার পরে he got run around by Manchester United and then ওকে বেঞ্চে বসাই দিছে। আর আমার ডিফেন্ডারে কোয়াডা ফিল করার জন্য বাজেট ছিল না, টাকা সবচেয়ে কম ছিল। অকলি in a game in FIFA and Football Manager he's very good. So I thought that ওকে নিয়ে রাখি, বেঞ্চেই বসায় রাখবো। বেঞ্চের থেকে যদি কোনো সময় নামে তাহলে পয়েন্ট পাবো। So he might play against Chelsea though. Yeah. So that's called Okoli.
Okoli.
Yeah. Okoli.
So if Mbumo doesn't play this match against Everton, Wissa will have a little less of a goal threat because Wissa Mbumoর যে কোঅর্ডিনেশনটা আছে এটা মিসিং থাকবে। The only person that might feed it to Mbumo, Wissa, would be either Damsgaard or Janelt.
Yeah.
So these are the only players. They are not having the best season, Damsgaard and Janelt, but I don't see Brentford doing good in this match, especially if this match is. I just have to check really quick if Everton. Yeah, Everton is a home fixture. So at home, Everton has very good defensive record. So as a Pickford owner, I am very proud to own him this week. But at the same time, I will be scared if Wissa comes through. I don't know. Pisa might have it, but
So Pickford is basically he makes the saves, he concedes goals, and then he gives you guys the points. No clean sheet.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
That's the thing. So আমার হারম্যানসন কি দোষ করছে? So Pickford and Hermanson this week, baby. Let's go.
Herman's actually
Goalkeepers
Leicester
union.
keeper.
Leicester keeper, yes.
No, he's gonna get smoked by
So
Jackson.
smoked হলে কি হলো? Shots on target হবে 10টা. He's gonna save 5, concede 5.
You know what's the good thing about Hermanson? He's young, agile, so he will do anything to make that save.
He's a Denmark goalkeeper.
He's
Denmark
good.
international. Yeah. Schmeichel replacement, I guess.
So I wanted to say very quickly about Curtis Jones and Ugarte. So these are the kind of players who are holding midfielders. So I was advised by Rana, who actually got me into FPL 2 years ago. So he said that defensive midfielderদেরকে almost কখনোই FPL টিমে রাখা উচিত না।
Here's my thing. আমি জোনসকে নিয়েছিলাম যখন আমি ফরমেশনে দেখছি he was playing as a center attacking midfielder, not a defensive mid. And তারপরে সে অ্যাসিস্ট করছে, গোল করছে। That's how. I don't think জোনসকেও ডিফেন্সিভ মিডে খেলাচ্ছে স্লট। উগারটা তো পুরাই মানে উগারটা বাজেট ছিল না আমার, সো ভাই আমার মিডফিল্ডও he's making up the numbers.
Do you know Ugarte scored a goal this week?
No, I didn't know.
He scored a goal this week.
He scored a goal?
He scored a goal this week. And that goal instantly reminded me that wow, Adil has his on his FPL team.
তাইলে তো মানে I had the crystal ball. মানে অ্যামোরিম মানে টেন হাগ গেছে আর অ্যামোরিম আসছে আর ওগার্ডে গোল স্কোর করতেছে। Look at this. ক্যাসেমিরো ওগার্ডে দুইটাই স্কোর করা শুরু করলে তো মানে FPL তো will be turned on its head.
Listen, if you're here for the FPL data, remember that when Uruguay and Colombia played this week, it was tied at 2-2,
Hmm.
when Colombia scored a 97th minute goal. They were trailing, so it became 2-2. At the 101st minute, Ugarte scored a Rodri-ish dead ball goal from outside the box. And that's how Uruguay won 3-2 against Colombia. Mic
Wow.
drop.
Damn. Ugarte, baby.
That's
He needs to score a goal.
that's
Then I'm gonna be top of the league.
that's football, baby.
That's football.
We have hit 30 minutes. We have to kind of wrap up.
Yeah, but আমাদের পরে একটা মশলা সেগমেন্ট আছে that is
Yes,
called Real Madrid.
we have.
Not the one that we did last episode.
Mhm.
This is completely different. So FPL Real Madrid wrap up.
Okay. Don't forget, we also
Yeah.
have to do the predictions. The predictions are for the. I made an Excel this time. I'm gonna make sure we come back with it next week.
Oh my god. এবারে প্রেডিকশনে তো আমি পুরো ধরা প্রুফ আছে এবার প্রুফ থাকবে
নাম বললে চাকরি থাকবে না।
প্রুফ থাকবে প্রুফ ডিফেন্স আমরা তো মিডফিল্ড ট্যাকল দিছি ডিফেন্স দিয়ে র্যাপ আপ করো
র্যাপ আপ করতেছি, বাট আমি ছোট্ট একটা কথা বলতে চাই। উরুগুয়ে কলম্বিয়া ম্যাচে ক্যান ইউ টেক এ ওয়াইল্ড গেস who was the player of the match for Uruguay versus Colombia?
নুনেস
No.
না মানে নুনেস না আচ্ছা ডারউইন না
Wild guess.
বেন্টাঙ্কোর
He got a yellow card. No, he didn't. It was Pellistri.
the hell this La Liga তে না কোথায় গেছে গা যে ছেলেটা বেচারা
He's
কত
in
কষ্ট করে
Greece. He's in
he's in
Greece.
Greece he wanted the right wing spot so bad যেটা এখন আমাদ খেলতেছে but Pellistri oh my god that guy
I love him, man. I love him.
yeah he never got his proper chance at Manchester United.
Moving on.
You want to touch on Bentancur?
Please, it's your segment. Go ahead.
So Rodrigo Bentancur, center mid of Tottenham Hotspur and Uruguay national team, he got 7-game ban for racial. Should we call it racial profiling?
Slur.
Maybe racial slur. সে বেসিক্যালি তার টিমমেটস বা কোনো একটা ইন্টারভিউতে বলছে যে হিউমিং সান যেটা ম্যাচ টটেনহামের ক্যাপ্টেন ওর ক্লাবমেট তারা নাকি সবাই দেখতে এক লাগে এশিয়ান পিপল বা স্পেশালি Asian people from that side of the world looks the same.
And he said it on national television.
He said it on national television. আচ্ছা এটাতে পানিশমেন্ট আছে কোনো সমস্যা নেই পানিশমেন্ট হয়েছে 7-game ban পাইছে he got a 7-game ban but only in the Premier League. Europa League he can play. So what kind of a message this is it providing? Like giving out Europa League, Europe, other parts of Europe, he gets away with this. They welcome racism to an extent. They do because we can see what is happening with Vinny Jr. and in Serie A with all the colored skin football players. And England, they're very strict about this. মানে বাইরের দিক দিয়ে and the outside. They are a little better than Spain and Italy, but they dish out the punishment. Understand? He made a terrible mistake. He got punished for it. But why did he get punished for it halfway? Like, if you're banning him for 7 games, ban him for entire 7 games for all competition. Like, even international খেলো না but whatever. That's a ক্লাবের সবগুলাতেই ban করে দাও. Like, ban him for all the games. Europa League, he can play. Premier League, he cannot play.
You talk about discrimination. That's discrimination as well. It's like, oh, তুমি ইংল্যান্ডে আমরা এটা অ্যালাউ করবো না। যাও বাবা ইউরোপে খেলো, যাও নিজের দেশে খেলো। It's so weird. You did it on national television. It's a slur. If you think that's a slur, first of all, if you qualify it as a slur, it should qualify to football across the globe, which means
Correct.
7 ম্যাচের মধ্যে বা 5 ম্যাচ 3 ম্যাচ যাই হোক, it includes international, Europe, Africa, whatever you name it, from any kind of involvement or for you on your registered team playing in a registered FIFA event.
Correct. But it's double standard.
Absolutely.
And আরেকটা মশলা জিনিস হচ্ছে কি, Human Song was fine with it. He was fine with it. They hugged, they cried. They're like, oh yeah, তোমাদের মতো মানে, in other words, আমি জানি না ওদের কনভারসেশন কি হয়েছে, বাট in other words যেটা হয় হচ্ছে, ভাই তোরা দেখতে তো সেম লাগে তোদের সবগুলারে, আমারও দেখতে সেম লাগে, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে. So it's like brown people look the same, black people look the same, white people look the same. Even I had a black boss who told me that we all look the same to her, and I just couldn't say the other way around. So তাকে আমি খালি ওটা বলতে পারলাম না, বললে তো ওই যে ইংল্যান্ডের মতো পানিশমেন্ট খেতাম।
পানিশমেন্ট তো খাইতেই, ভালো পানিশমেন্ট খাইতা।
ভালো পানিশমেন্ট, বাট আমার কথা হচ্ছে this keeps on happening and you're punishing, making an example out of him. So make go all the way or don't do it. Let it go, because যে যাকে নিয়ে এটা ফান করছে সেই, even the Tottenham teammates actually didn't care that much. So I don't know. This is the thing with FA. I don't understand. তারা একদিক দিয়ে দেখায়, they show that they're very strict about racism, আর পিছন দিক দিয়ে রেসিজম এই ভার্বাল অ্যাবিউজ হইতেই থাকে স্টেডিয়ামে, চিল্লায় চিল্লায় বলতেই থাকে।
Exactly.
So it's a double standard. FA, get your act together.
Please.
Yes. All right, so moral of the story, Bentancur is not going to be selected. He's out for 7 games in the FPL.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
In the English Premier League, which involves FPL as well. It's sad because he scored against Ipswich, and we know Spurs have many different goal scorers this season. So Bentancur coming up with that goal was beneficial, and I think he was holding up the midfield really well. Besides, I forgot their other Kulusevski, তারপর ওদের একটা আফ্রিকান একটা মিডফিল্ডার আছে, ওদের নামগুলো অলওয়েজ ভুলে যাই।
ওই যে Bissouma,
yeah.
Bissouma. Papa Sarr আছে।
Exactly, Sarr and Bissouma. Thank you. Anyways, so what are we moving on to now? Captaincy we already discussed. We mentioned how Salah is your top contender, how social media is going crazy about Palmer, how you can still consider Haaland, and how you can maybe consider Bruno Fernandes.
Vice captain?
Could be anybody.
Defenders. Do you want to touch a little bit on that, or
defender? Honestly, I didn't do much on defenders. I just feel like Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, you should lay off getting any defender because the first half is going to be KGS. KGAF. So, it's going to be very KG first half, Nottingham Forest, Arsenal, but it's going to be a weird kind of a game. তুমি কি বলতে নিছিল?
Van Dijk and Konate, এই উইকে Liverpool defenders. Get any Liverpool defender.
Even if you get 2 Liverpool defenders, you're good.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I am stuck with Konsa, Aitnuri, and Vardiol.
Speaking of defenders, guys, Man U defenders.
Oh, yeah, Man U defenders. Oh, Lenny Yoro, by the way. He might start. So his price is very low. If you can buy him, put him in the bench. That guy's going to come good.
For sure. We see him all over social media, face plastered all over social media with Amarim. And guess his price, how much? Is below 4.5. It's 4.3 million.
I can easily see that going to 5 million or 5.5 in a couple of weeks' time.
Inshallah.
And talking about Lenny Yoro, here's a fact about him. Real Madrid really wanted Lenny Yoro during the summer. Manchester United hijacked that deal. That's how Real Madrid ended up not signing any defenders, letting Nacho leave.
Oh my God. Yes. This is Moshla, Gorom Moshla, right?
This is Gorom Moshla. So we are going into, speaking of Real Madrid, we're going into that segment. Because there's a lot of talk about, is Mbappé the problem for Real Madrid right now? Are they in crisis? No, the problem for Real Madrid is they did not sign a defender to replace Nacho, and they did not sign a midfielder to replace Toni Kroos.
Absolutely.
Mbappé is not the problem right now. He is a little bit of the problem because he's taking up Jude Bellingham's position, false nine, that Jude Bellingham played last season as a false nine, coming from deep, scoring goals, flanked by Rodrigo on the right, Vinicius on the left. This season, Bellingham is played out of position. He's been asked to do a lot of defensive work that Tony Cruz used to do. He used to hold the ball, calm the situation, retain possession. That's how Real Madrid used to get the attackers going with the killer passes. Tony Cruz has not been replaced. Nacho, Real Madrid born and brought up, I think, local boy, very good leadership skills. They let him go. They wanted to replace him with Lenny Yoro. Manchester United hijacked that deal. They didn't replace Nacho. Now they're suffering with the injury crisis. On top of it, there's a rumor that even Alfonso Davies might reject Real Madrid and come to United. This is not a Manchester United versus Real Madrid thing. I'm just stating the rumors, stating the facts. My 2 cents about Real Madrid is this: they cannot find the right balance, because Tony Cruz and Nacho are not there, and the players that are playing there, Camavinga, Chouamani, Modric sometimes starts, sometimes doesn't start because of his age or whatever. They don't have possession retention. Like, they cannot retain possession. Bellingham, because sometimes they play him on the left of midfield, left mid to left attacking mid. He likes to be the center attacking mid. So now there has been some stories coming out stating that they're going to go back to Bellingham's old position. Maybe Mbappé goes to the bench, or Mbappé is going to go to the wing. Rodrigo is injured, so Mbappé on the right, Vinny on the left.
Mbappe left side, actually. Oh, Vinny, no.
Vinny doesn't play on the right.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like to play on the right. So Mbappé on the right, Vinny left, Bellingham coming from deep, false nine, and center mid, maybe Camavinga, Modric, Valverde. So I guess that will solve the problem a little bit.
You also want to mention how Fabrizio mentioned that Bellingham will have more space in attack now.
He will get the free roaming duty.
Yep. Yes.
So he's gonna have more space to attack, play as basically sometimes as a target man, sometimes as a false nine.
You just mentioned Valverde, and I just have to mention Uruguay versus Brazil was one awesome match this week, and both the goals scored, it was 1-1. Both the goals scored were outside the box. It was Gerson from Brazil and Valverde from Uruguay.
I admire Valverde as a player. He would have been a perfect player for Amorim. He never stops running. He's a fighter, tackles. That guy has, he's. I admire that player quite a lot. But just that thing is that he cannot make the killer passes and hold on to the ball like Tony Cruz. Tony Cruz is a different midfield maestro in a different way of playing, right?
This is incomparable, these players.
Yes. So he retired, and now Madrid is struggling. Madrid are struggling. So that's my thing on Moshla thing on Real Madrid. Real Madrid. So I think we have covered everything that we can in this episode. We're in the time frame.
We're in the time frame. We just have to mention the predictions now.
Oh yes, let's wrap it up with the predictions.
Okay, let's go. It's gonna be first matchup this week is Leicester versus Chelsea, and Chelsea. It's a home match for Leicester.
Chelsea winning. Nicholas Jackson scoring.
Yes, we both say they're gonna win. Okay.
Yes.
So it's easy as dice. Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. It's a home match for Arsenal.
I think Arsenal's gonna make it. Arsenal winning.
Okay. I see it as a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Aston Villa Crystal Palace. Aston Villa is playing at home.
Aston Villa is gonna win. Watkins gonna score a lot of goals, and I'm gonna regret it. Watkins owner is going to rejoice.
I sold Watkins.
হ্যাঁ তুমি আমার সাথে কান্দা বসে থেকে
কান্দে আসতেছে এখন হাসতেছি তো অনেক। Bournemouth Brighton. We didn't speak about this fixture.
Bournemouth Brighton. Samuel versus Welbeck, my boy Danny Boy. I think it's a draw, man. I don't see anyone like Bournemouth's on good form. Brighton on good form, but who's home? Is it?
Bournemouth.
Oh yeah, draw.
I call it a Bournemouth win.
Damn, he's brave. Clivert as 7 year diya ekebare nachai dibe.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen. That's why I'm so confident.
Uh,
কি বলে, the next one is Everton Brighton.
Everton Brighton,
I'm so sorry, Everton Brentford.
Brentford.
Yes, it's a home match for Everton.
Everton were hitting some form, right?
I can't remember the last time Everton scored a goal.
I think Brentford gonna win.
Um,
Mbumo, if he plays, they're gonna win.
if he plays, they're gonna win. Yes.
If he plays, if he doesn't play, then it's a draw.
Okay.
That's a vague
I
answer.
I call it a 0-0.
Pickford and clean sheets not happening.
হয়েছে last সপ্তাহে পাইছি আমি।
Flecken,
আচ্ছা,
yeah, Flecken.
ফ্লেকেনের ম্যাচটা কি অলরেডি বলে ফেলছি? এভারটন ব্রেন্টফোর্ড, of course.
Flecken's gonna make the.
Flecken's gonna get a
Yeah.
clean sheet for Flecken for sure. Inshallah.
Okay.
Flecken has been owned by so many people. Those guys
Yeah.
have been sitting and just waiting for those points.
That's it.
Fulham Wolves.
Fulham's gonna win, but I want my boy Strand Larson to score.
বুঝতে পারছি। So no, I think Fulham is gonna win too.
Fulham at home with us, yeah.
Fulham is gonna win. Yeah, I just want a Robinson clean sheet.
না এবার উইলসন স্কোর করবে আবার।
Wilson জানি কে?
ওই যে মিডফিল্ডার লাস্ট 2 ম্যাচে যে স্কোর করলো উইলসন নাকি জানি না আমার। What is this? Wilson, right? I think it's Wilson. Let's not give them the wrong info.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to check really quick.
As a Wales guy, no? Let's just double check.
Wilson. Wilson. Harry
Yeah.
Wilson. Harry Wilson.
Harry
Yeah,
Wilson,
he's been
yeah.
scoring a lot. Yes.
Yeah, Harry Wilson's gonna score.
Okay, good, brave call. But he's in a really good form. Okay, what else do we have left? We talked about sure. Wolves. Oh wait, Man City, Tottenham, Spurs.
Tottenham Spurs, Man City home and all. Man City gonna win. Haaland's gonna back to scoring goals.
Yeah, same, me too. Southampton, Liverpool. We all obviously Liverpool win.
Liverpool gonna win 5-0, 6-0.
Yeah. Ipswich, Manchester United.
This is gonna be Manchester United. Let's say Ruben Amorim is gonna outrun the competition, so Manchester United gonna win. New manager effect আসবে, new manager impress করার ব্যাপার আসবে, new contractor ব্যাপার আসবে. So a lot of players want to impress him, and all of a sudden Luke Shaw and Malacia are back in training. Eric Ten Hag got fired, sacked. Luke Shaw and Malacia are back training and kicking a ball. Not even kicking a ball, they were running. Actually,
reality show হয় না যেখানে wild card entry হয়?
পুরাই Luke Shaw and Malacia পুরা full on wild card entry. And Lenny Euro too. So Manchester United winning against Ipswich, but it's going to be a close fought game.
You know, I think যে obvious match গুলো আমরা বলতেছি জিতবে। You know what we should do? We should predict like কে গোল দিবে বা কে দিতে পারবে না, something like that.
Oh, Manchester United. Rashford is going to play as number 9. Garnacho goal dite pare, Rashford dite pare. I think Rashford's going to hit the form because he cannot play anywhere else apart from number 9 right now if he wants to save his career. And I think Amorim number 9 খেলাবে. Garnacho might score, but I fancy Rashford scoring.
বুঝছি. I feel like a lot of goals are going to come, and I feel like Garnacho and Bruno will score. Newcastle West Ham, the final fixture on a Monday.
Isaac, baby. It's gonna be Isaac show. West Ham, I don't know, man. That manager cannot bring the best out of that team. So
For me
Newcastle
also.
for the win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Newcastle win and Isak on the score sheet.
Yes.
So that makes that's pretty much from us today, I guess.
That is it for us for now. We will see you for the roundup of Game Week 12. And we cannot promise, but in between, and there's going to be a Manchester United episode before Amorim plays Ipswich. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you guys in the next. We will see you guys in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe from the channel. Take care.
Don't forget to like our channel too.